Imagine this. The world as you know it is shifting faster than you think. Everything you've been accustomed to, everything you've taken for granted, could soon change in ways you're not prepared for. But here's the key. You don't have to be caught off guard. You can rise above, and today we're going to show you how. Recognizing the shift. The ability to recognize change is one of the most powerful skills you can develop, and yet it's something most of us overlook. Think about it for a moment. How often do life-altering changes announce themselves with loud fanfare? Almost never. Instead, they come quietly, like whispers in the wind, before growing into unstoppable waves that redefine the world. History is full of examples where those who paid attention to the subtle signs of change were able to adapt, thrive, and even lead the charge, while others, who dismissed these shifts, struggled to catch up. Let's take the internet as an example. In its early days, the internet wasn't the giant force it is today. It started as a concept confined to universities and government institutions, and for most people, it was just a curious technology that didn't seem relevant to everyday life. Many didn't believe it would amount to much. But a few visionary individuals, people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Jeff Bezos, recognized its potential before the rest of the world did. They saw that this emerging technology wasn't just about sending emails. It was about connecting people, transforming businesses, and fundamentally changing the way the world operates. Fast forward to today, and the internet is so deeply woven into our lives that imagining a world without it feels impossible. It changed not just how we communicate, but how we shop, learn, work, and even find entertainment. Those who understood the shift early on were able to build empires. Those who didn't, many struggled to stay relevant in industries that were rapidly transformed. Another recent example is the rise of artificial intelligence. Just a decade ago, AI felt like science fiction, a futuristic idea with little real-world application. But look where we are now. AI is everywhere, from the devices in our pockets to the tools we use at work, and even the systems driving decisions in industries like healthcare, finance, and education. What's fascinating is that even as AI started gaining traction, many dismissed it as a trend that would fade away. But for those who paid attention to its early developments, the signs were clear. AI wasn't just a tool, it was a force that would reshape entire industries. Recognizing these shifts requires more than just staying informed. It requires curiosity and an open mind. It's about looking at the world around you and asking, what's changing? What new technologies, ideas, or behaviors are emerging? More importantly, it's about taking those observations seriously, even if they seem small or insignificant at first. The most profound changes often begin as quiet undercurrents. By the time they become tsunamis, it's usually too late to react. But here's the good news. You don't need to predict the future to recognize the seeds of change. Pay attention to trends. Listen to conversations happening in your industry or community. Stay curious about technologies that seem niche or complex. And remember, the goal isn't to jump on every new idea. It's to spot the ones that align with where the world is headed. Recognizing change isn't just about being first. It's about being prepared. The more you train yourself to see the world through this lens, the better equipped you'll be to navigate life's inevitable shifts, not with fear, but with confidence. The patterns of change. Change often feels unpredictable, but the truth is, it rarely happens without a pattern. When you take a step back and look at history, you'll notice that major transformations, whether they're economic, technological, or social, tend to follow cycles or trends. These patterns may not always be obvious at first glance, but they leave behind clues that we can learn to recognize. Understanding these patterns doesn't just help you prepare for the future, it can give you a real advantage in navigating and thriving through change. Take economic cycles, for example. Economies don't grow endlessly. They go through phases of booms and busts. If you've ever experienced a financial crisis, you know how sudden and overwhelming it can feel. But these events don't come out of nowhere. Historically, they tend to follow certain markers: overinflated markets, excessive borrowing, or rapid speculation. Economists and savvy investors who study these patterns often see the warning signs long before the rest of us do. This foresight allows them to protect their assets or even find opportunities in the chaos. The same holds true for technological revolutions. Think back to the Industrial Revolution. In the early 19th century, machines began transforming industries like textiles and manufacturing. The steam engine revolutionized transportation and commerce, while innovations in machinery enabled mass production at scales never seen before. For many, this shift was shocking and disruptive, particularly for those who relied on older manual ways of doing things. But for others, those who embraced the power of steam engines, assembly lines, and modern production techniques, it was a time of unprecedented opportunity. Fast forward to the late 20th century, and we saw another major pattern with the rise of digital technology. The personal computer, the internet, and mobile phones didn't just appear overnight. They followed a progression of advancements, each building on the last. People who recognized these changes early, who understood that computers weren't just for tech enthusiasts or that the internet wasn't just a passing fad, positioned themselves for success in ways that still resonate today. Social movements, too, follow patterns. Throughout history, moments of upheaval and reform have often arisen during times of inequality or widespread discontent. Think about the civil rights movement in the 1960s or the women's suffrage movement decades earlier. These weren't random moments of change. They emerged when societal pressures reached a tipping point, driven by long-simmering issues that had been building for years. For those paying attention, the signs were there: the rising voices, the growing dissatisfaction, and the call for something better. What makes these patterns so powerful is their ability to repeat across time and contexts. While the specifics may change, the underlying dynamics, innovation replacing the old, societies striving for fairness, or economies cycling through growth and correction, remain consistent. Once you start recognizing these patterns, you gain a kind of foresight. You begin to see not just what's happening now, but what might be coming next. Recognizing patterns isn't about predicting the exact future. It's about noticing the rhythms that shape our world. By paying attention to trends, cycles, and movements, you start to see the connections between events that others might miss. This awareness allows you to anticipate change, adapt more quickly, and seize opportunities when they arise. Instead of being caught off guard by the next big shift, you'll find yourself ready to embrace it, equipped with the understanding that change, far from being random, is deeply rooted in history and the patterns that guide it. Why most people miss the signs. Most people miss the signs of change, not because they're incapable of recognizing them, but because life often keeps them too distracted. The demands of daily living, working, paying bills, managing relationships, can be overwhelming. These responsibilities consume so much energy that there's little time left to look at the bigger picture. Even when subtle shifts start to occur, they often seem unimportant, like background noise. By the time people realize those signals were the early warnings of something monumental, it's often too late to act. One of the main reasons people overlook these signs is fear. Change is uncomfortable. It disrupts the familiar and challenges the routines we rely on. For many, the prospect of change feels risky, even threatening. It's easier to dismiss new ideas or trends as temporary or irrelevant than to acknowledge that they might require us to rethink our choices or learn new skills. Fear can create a kind of mental block, where even obvious indicators of change are ignored, because facing them would mean stepping into the unknown. Complacency is another significant factor. When things are going well, or at least feel stable, It's natural to assume they'll stay that way. People tend to get comfortable with what they know and trust that tomorrow will look a lot like today. This mindset can be dangerous because it blinds us to the gradual shifts happening around us. For example, when the internet was in its early stages, many dismissed it as a niche hobby for tech enthusiasts. It wasn't until the internet had reshaped entire industries that its true impact became undeniable. By then, those who had ignored it found themselves struggling to catch up. Another reason people miss the signs is that they don't know what to look for. Recognizing the early stages of change requires a certain level of awareness and curiosity. You need to pay attention to trends, ask questions, and consider how small shifts might connect to larger movements. However, this kind of awareness doesn't come naturally when you're consumed by the immediacy of daily life. Scrolling through social media or binge-watching TV might be a relaxing escape, but it also keeps many of us from noticing the deeper changes unfolding in the world. The pace of modern life also plays a role. With so much information coming at us from every direction, news headlines, social media updates, emails, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Sorting through all of that noise to identify what really matters takes effort. Most people are so bombarded with surface-level information that they don't have the time or energy to dig deeper. Unfortunately, this means they often overlook the critical signals that could help them prepare for what's ahead. There's a stark contrast between those who miss the signs and those who don't. Visionaries, people who seem to thrive in times of change, make it a point to look beyond the surface. They take time to reflect, analyze, and ask, what if? They aren't necessarily smarter than anyone else, but they're more intentional about paying attention to the world around them. While others are distracted or hesitant, these individuals spot opportunities and adapt. Missing the signs of change isn't inevitable. It's a result of how we prioritize our time and attention. By becoming more intentional about stepping back from the noise of everyday life and looking at the bigger picture, we can train ourselves to see what others might miss. Instead of being caught off guard, we can prepare for and even embrace the shifts that shape our future. Embracing the mindset of adaptability. Adaptability is one of the most empowering skills anyone can develop. It's the ability to face change head-on and not just survive but thrive in its midst. The world is constantly shifting, whether through advancements in technology, societal trends, or unexpected challenges. What sets successful people apart is not that they avoid change, but that they embrace it and find ways to turn it into an advantage. This isn't an innate talent reserved for a select few. It's a mindset anyone can cultivate with intention and practice. The first step to embracing adaptability is shifting your perspective on change. Many of us instinctively resist it because it feels disruptive. When life throws curveballs, the default response is often, "Why is this happening to me?" It's a natural reaction to feel frustration or fear when the familiar is replaced with the unknown. But this mindset keeps you stuck, viewing change as an obstacle rather than an opportunity. Imagine instead asking, "How can I use this?" This simple shift in thinking transforms change from an unwelcome intruder into a chance to grow, learn, and evolve. Take a moment to consider the stories of people who have succeeded against the odds. Entrepreneurs who've built thriving businesses often began with nothing but a problem they decided to solve. Leaders who've inspired millions didn't have perfect conditions. They had a vision and the courage to adapt when circumstances demanded it. Even everyday individuals have turned life's challenges into stepping stones by refusing to let adversity define them. These examples remind us that adaptability is not about avoiding difficulties, but about navigating them with resilience and creativity. One key to developing adaptability is embracing a growth mindset. This means seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and improve rather than as insurmountable roadblocks. When faced with a new situation, instead of focusing on what you don't know or what you lack, shift your attention to what you can gain. Every experience, even the difficult ones, holds lessons that can prepare you for the future. The more you practice viewing change in this way, the more natural it becomes to approach new situations with curiosity instead of fear. Flexibility is another cornerstone of adaptability. This doesn't mean abandoning your goals or values. It means being willing to adjust your approach when circumstances change. Think of it like steering a ship. Your destination remains the same, but sometimes the wind shifts, and you need to adjust your sails to stay on course. Being flexible allows you to respond to change in a way that keeps you moving forward, even when the path isn't what you initially expected. Adaptability also requires letting go of perfectionism. In times of change, waiting for the perfect plan or conditions can leave you paralyzed. Instead, focus on taking small, intentional steps forward. Each step builds momentum and gives you the confidence to face whatever comes next. Remember, adaptability isn't about having all the answers. It's about being open to learning as you go. Most importantly, adaptability is rooted in self-awareness. Understanding your strengths, weaknesses, and values gives you a solid foundation to stand on, even when everything around you is shifting. When you know who you are and what matters to you, it becomes easier to navigate change without losing your sense of direction. Change is inevitable, but how you respond to it is within your control. By embracing the mindset of adaptability, you can transform uncertainty into possibility. Every challenge becomes an invitation to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. With practice, adaptability can become your greatest asset, empowering you to not just survive, but thrive in an ever-changing world. Preparing for the unknown. Preparing for the unknown is less about trying to predict every twist and turn the future might hold, and more about building the strength and flexibility to navigate it. The world is unpredictable, and while we can't foresee every challenge or opportunity, we can equip ourselves with the tools to adapt and thrive, no matter what comes our way. At its core, preparation starts with resilience. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about learning from them and using those lessons to grow stronger. Resilient individuals approach uncertainty with confidence, not because they have all the answers, but because they trust their ability to handle whatever comes their way. Building resilience is like training for a marathon. It requires consistent effort, focus, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Education is one of the most powerful ways to prepare for the unknown. This doesn't mean formal schooling alone. It's about being a lifelong learner. Stay curious, read books, take online courses, attend workshops, and listen to podcasts that expand your knowledge and perspectives. The more you learn, the more tools you have at your disposal when facing new challenges. Knowledge doesn't just prepare you for specific tasks, it empowers you with confidence and the ability to think critically in unfamiliar situations. Diversifying your skills is another key aspect of preparation. In a rapidly changing world, relying on a single skill or area of expertise can leave you vulnerable. Instead, aim to develop a broad skill set. Learn a new language, pick up a technical skill, improve your communication abilities, or explore creative hobbies. Each skill you gain becomes a building block that increases your versatility. When one door closes, these additional skills can help you find another path forward. Your network is also an invaluable resource when preparing for uncertainty. Surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and support you. These connections can provide insights, opportunities, and encouragement when times get tough. Attend events, join online communities, and actively nurture relationships with mentors, peers, and colleagues. A strong network isn't just about who you know, it's about creating a support system that helps you navigate challenges together. Equally important is having a clear vision that anchors you. A vision is more than a set goal. It's a guiding light that gives you purpose and direction. It helps you stay focused on what matters most, even when the path ahead is unclear. Your vision should reflect your values, passions, and long-term aspirations. When you're grounded in this bigger picture, it becomes easier to make decisions and take action, even in uncertain times. Preparing for the unknown also means fostering emotional resilience. Change can bring stress and anxiety, but developing mindfulness and emotional intelligence can help you manage these feelings effectively. Take time to reflect, practice gratitude, and focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. These habits build inner strength, allowing you to face uncertainty with calm and clarity. Lastly, preparation involves action. It's not enough to plan or think about what you'll do. You need to start taking steps now. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a savings cushion, or reaching out to someone in your network, small, consistent actions create momentum. Over time, these actions compound, leaving you far better equipped to handle whatever the future holds. The unknown can feel daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the right mindset, tools, and preparation, uncertainty becomes an opportunity for growth and discovery. Instead of fearing what might come, embrace the chance to evolve, adapt, and thrive. The future may be unpredictable, but your ability to prepare for it is entirely within your control. Leveraging technology as a tool, not a threat. Technology has become one of the most powerful forces shaping our world. It's not just a tool, it's a transformative engine driving innovation, disrupting industries, and reshaping how we live and work. Yet for many, the rapid pace of technological advancement can feel overwhelming, even threatening. The key to navigating this shift is learning to see technology not as an adversary, but as an ally, a tool you can harness to grow, thrive, and adapt. One of the first steps in leveraging technology is understanding its dual nature. Yes, technology has disrupted industries, displaced jobs, and introduced new challenges, but it has also created opportunities on an unprecedented scale. Consider how artificial intelligence, AI, is revolutionizing healthcare by diagnosing diseases with greater accuracy, or how remote work technology has enabled people to collaborate across continents. The same tools that might seem intimidating can be your stepping stones to a brighter future if you approach them with the right mindset. To truly leverage technology, you must first shift your perspective. Instead of seeing it as something that happens to you, see it as something you can use. This begins with awareness. Stay informed about emerging trends and advancements, not to fear them, but to understand their potential. Whether it's automation, AI, blockchain, or renewable energy tech, the more you learn, the more prepared you'll be to navigate these changes. Next comes intentionality. Technology should serve your goals, not the other way around. Ask yourself, what tools can help me achieve my objectives? For instance, if you're an entrepreneur, explore how digital marketing platforms or AI analytics can help you reach your audience more effectively. If you're building a career, consider how online learning platforms can help you acquire new skills or certifications. When you actively choose how to engage with technology, you remain in control, using it to amplify your efforts rather than letting it dictate your path. Another important aspect of leveraging technology is adaptability. Technology evolves quickly, and what's cutting edge today might be outdated tomorrow. Developing a mindset of continuous learning is essential. Embrace the idea that you'll always be a student when it comes to technology. Stay curious and willing to experiment. For example, explore new apps, test innovative tools, or take courses on the latest tech developments. The more adaptable you are, the easier it becomes to integrate new technologies into your life and work. Equally crucial is ethical awareness. Technology is a powerful tool, but with power comes responsibility. As you harness its potential, consider the impact of your choices on others and the world. Are you using technology in ways that are fair, sustainable, and respectful? For example, if you're leveraging data, ensure it's used ethically and transparently. If you're adopting automation, think about how it affects the people involved. Balancing innovation with responsibility ensures that your use of technology contributes to positive, meaningful progress. Finally, collaboration plays a vital role in leveraging technology effectively. No one can master every aspect of technology alone. Surround yourself with people who have expertise in areas you're less familiar with. Join communities, attend workshops, or collaborate with tech-savvy peers. By pooling knowledge and skills, you can unlock possibilities that would be hard to achieve on your own. The question of whether technology will use you or you will use technology is ultimately a question of agency. When you take the initiative to learn, adapt, and engage purposefully, you position yourself as the one in control. You transform technology from a potential threat into an invaluable tool for growth and success. In this rapidly evolving world, embracing technology's potential is not just an option, it's a necessity. But it doesn't mean surrendering to its pace or power. It means taking charge, staying informed, and using it as a lever to achieve your aspirations. When you view technology as a partner rather than a rival, you unlock its true potential to propel you forward, no matter what changes the future may bring. Building strong communities. In times of uncertainty and rapid change, one of the most valuable assets you can have is a strong community. Humans are inherently social beings, and history has shown us that when people come together with shared goals and mutual support, they can overcome even the greatest challenges. A community isn't just a group of people, it's a network of relationships built on trust, shared purpose, and collective strength. In today's fast-changing world, these connections are more important than ever. Building a strong community starts with the simple act of connection. Look around and identify people who share your values, interests, or aspirations. These could be friends, family members, colleagues, or even strangers who inspire you. The beauty of a community lies in its diversity. Different perspectives, skills, and experiences enrich the group, making it more adaptable and resilient. Whether you're connecting in person or through digital platforms, the goal is to create relationships that are genuine and supportive. One of the most profound benefits of a strong community is the sense of belonging it provides. When you're surrounded by people who understand and support you, it's easier to face challenges head-on. Knowing you're not alone in your journey can be incredibly empowering. For instance, during tough times, a community can offer emotional support, practical advice, or even just a listening ear. In moments of celebration, it becomes a source of shared joy, amplifying your happiness. Communities also play a crucial role in fostering growth. Being part of a group means you're constantly exposed to new ideas and perspectives. This can inspire creativity, spark innovation, and encourage personal development. Imagine brainstorming with a group of like-minded individuals or learning from someone else's experience. These interactions can open doors to opportunities you might never have considered on your own. A strong community pushes you to expand your horizons and strive for your best. Another critical aspect of community is its role in resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. But when you're part of a supportive network, you don't have to face these difficulties alone. Communities provide a safety net, whether it's through collective problem-solving, resource sharing, or emotional encouragement. For example, during a financial hardship, a community might help you find job leads or offer temporary support. In moments of crisis, they become a lifeline, helping you navigate the storm with strength and hope. Volunteering and contributing to your community is equally important. It's not just about what you can gain, but also what you can give. Acts of kindness and support strengthen the bonds within a group and create a culture of reciprocity. When you offer your time, skills, or resources to others, you're not only helping them, but also reinforcing the fabric of the community itself. This mutual exchange builds trust and ensures the group's longevity. Technology has made building and sustaining communities easier than ever. Social media, online forums, and digital platforms allow people to connect across distances and create networks based on shared interests or goals. Whether it's a professional network, a local neighborhood group, or an online support forum, these virtual spaces can complement traditional in-person communities. They enable you to expand your reach and tap into a wealth of collective wisdom and resources. Ultimately, the strength of a community lies in its people. When individuals come together with authenticity, empathy, and a willingness to collaborate, they create something greater than the sum of its parts. A strong community doesn't just help you survive change, it helps you thrive in it. It offers not just opportunities for success, but also the strength to endure and adapt, no matter what challenges lie ahead. In a world that's constantly evolving, building and nurturing your community is one of the smartest and most rewarding investments you can make. Together, we are stronger, more resilient, and better prepared to embrace the future, no matter what it holds. Turning challenges into opportunities. Life is full of challenges, but what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive is the ability to turn challenges into opportunities. It's not about avoiding obstacles, it's about reframing them as stepping stones to growth, innovation, and transformation. The most successful people in history didn't achieve greatness in spite of their challenges. They achieved greatness because of how they responded to them. Challenges can feel overwhelming when they first appear. They disrupt our plans, create uncertainty, and force us out of our comfort zones. It's natural to feel fear or frustration in these moments. However, the key to turning a challenge into an opportunity lies in perspective. Instead of focusing on what you've lost or how difficult the situation is, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? What possibilities does this open up? These questions shift your mindset from one of defeat to one of possibility. Consider this. Some of the world's most innovative ideas and life-changing inventions were born out of necessity during tough times. The Great Depression, for example, forced people to become resourceful, leading to the creation of new businesses and industries. More recently, the COVID-19 pandemic brought unprecedented challenges, but it also accelerated advancements in remote work, digital communication, and healthcare technologies. These shifts didn't happen because the challenges disappeared. They happened because individuals and organizations adapted and innovated in response to them. Turning challenges into opportunities also requires resilience. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding failure. It means bouncing back stronger each time. When faced with a setback, take a moment to reflect. What went wrong? What could you do differently next time? Every failure is a lesson in disguise, and each lesson prepares you for future success. Think of challenges as the weights in a gym. They might feel heavy and difficult at first, but they build the strength you need to lift even more in the future. Another important aspect of embracing challenges is cultivating creativity. When the usual paths are blocked, it forces you to think outside the box. This is where innovation is born. For example, a small business owner might lose their primary source of income, but then discover a new market niche or develop a product that solves an emerging problem. The challenge pushes them to explore ideas they might never have considered otherwise. Creativity thrives in adversity because it demands fresh perspectives and bold experimentation. Challenges also teach us the value of perseverance. It's easy to keep going when things are smooth, but true character is revealed when the road gets tough. Perseverance doesn't mean stubbornly sticking to the same approach. It means staying committed to your goals while being flexible in how you achieve them. This adaptability allows you to navigate around obstacles and keep moving forward, even when the journey takes unexpected turns. One of the most empowering realizations is that challenges often reveal hidden strengths. When you're pushed to your limits, you discover capabilities you didn't know you had. Maybe you find a new level of determination, an untapped reservoir of creativity, or the courage to take risks. These moments of self-discovery not only help you overcome the immediate challenge, but also prepare you to face future ones with greater confidence. Finally, challenges have the potential to deepen our connections with others. When we share our struggles and seek support, we often find that we're not alone. This shared experience fosters empathy, builds relationships, and creates opportunities for collaboration. Together, people can pool their resources, ideas, and strengths to overcome obstacles that might seem insurmountable alone. In the end, challenges are not roadblocks. They are opportunities in disguise. They test our limits, ignite our creativity, and push us toward growth. By embracing a mindset of curiosity, resilience, and adaptability, you can transform even the most daunting obstacles into powerful catalysts for success. The next time you face a challenge, remember, it's not what happens to you that defines you, it's how you respond. Let every obstacle become a stepping stone to something greater. Closing scene. Change is inevitable, but how you respond to it is entirely up to you. Will you resist it and be swept away, or will you rise above and thrive? The choice is yours. Prepare now, because the future belongs to those who are ready.